You told a lie today, a small one. Maybe you said you were 5 minutes away when you hadn't even left the house. Maybe you smiled and said the food was great. It felt like nothing. You forgot about it before the sentence was even finished. But your body didn't forget. For a fraction of a second, something ancient stirred inside you. Your heart ticked faster. Your palms warmed. A tiny alarm went off somewhere below your thoughts, and then it went quiet again. You never noticed it. But it was there. And to understand why that alarm exists at all, you have to go back, way back, to a time when a lie could get you killed. Because for most of human history, being caught lying wasn't embarrassing. It was fatal. Think about what a lie actually is. It's a weapon that only works if no one sees it coming. And in a small group of ancient humans, where everyone depended on everyone else to hunt, to share, to warn of danger, a liar was the most dangerous thing in the world. Not a predator, not a storm, a person you trusted who wasn't what they seemed. So your ancestors did something extraordinary. They built a mind that hunts for lies. And they built societies that punished them without mercy. Consider the ordeal. For thousands of years across nearly every continent, humans used almost the exact same method to catch a liar. They called it trial by ordeal. If someone was accused of lying, cheating, or breaking a sacred oath, they weren't asked to explain themselves. They were made to suffer, and the suffering itself was the verdict. In parts of medieval Europe, the accused would carry a bar of red-hot iron 9 paces across a hall. Their hand was then wrapped and sealed. 3 days later, the bandage came off. If the wound was healing cleanly, they were innocent. If it festered, they were guilty. Guilty of lying. And the punishment for that lie could be death. It sounds insane. It sounds like pure cruelty. But look closer, and something surprising appears. A liar knows they're guilty. A truthful person believes, deep in their bones, that they will be protected. And that belief changes the body. Modern researchers who study stress and sweat have found that fear and guilt raise your heart rate, tighten your muscles, and yes, make you sweat. A guilty person, terrified and certain of doom, might tremble and grip the iron differently than someone calm and convinced of their own innocence. The ordeal wasn't magic. It was a crude, brutal lie detector, reading the same signals your body still leaks today. And here's the twist you didn't expect. An economist named Peter Leeson studied these medieval ordeals in detail. What he found flipped the whole story. Records from the time show that a surprising number of people who underwent the hot iron ordeal were found innocent. Far more than pure chance should allow. How? Because the priests running the ordeal controlled everything. The temperature, the timing, the inspection, and a truly guilty person, believing the iron would burn them and expose them, would often confess or flee before ever reaching the hall. Only the innocent, confident God would save them, stayed to take the test. The system worked not because iron reads the soul, but because it read belief. The ordeal filtered the liars out before the iron ever touched skin. Your ancestors weren't stupid. They were running a psychological experiment they didn't have the words to explain. But the punishment for a proven liar went far beyond a burn. In ancient societies, your reputation was your life. There were no banks, no police, no contracts written on paper. The only thing keeping you alive was that other people believed you'd keep your word. Break that, and you didn't just lose an argument. You lost everything. Among many early cultures, a person caught in a serious lie could be cast out entirely, exiled, sent to survive alone in a world built for groups. And to be alone, in the deep past, was very often to be dead. This is why exile terrified people more than pain. Anthropologists studying small human communities have documented how ostracism, the deliberate act of ignoring and excluding someone, was one of the most powerful punishments a group could use. No walls, no weapons, just the withdrawal of everyone's attention and trust. And the human brain treats this exactly like a physical wound. Researchers who scanned the brains of people being socially excluded found that the same regions that light up during physical pain also light up during rejection. Your brain, built by ancient rules, cannot tell the difference between a broken bone and a broken bond. So being labeled a liar wasn't just shameful. It physically hurt. It was designed to. Now pull back and look at yourself. That flush of heat when you're caught in a small lie? That urge to look away? That knot in your stomach when someone says, "We need to talk"? None of that is random. It's the echo of a world where dishonesty meant the hot iron, the empty seat at the fire, the long walk into exile. Your guilt is not a flaw. It's an inheritance. A survival tool passed down through thousands of generations of people who lived and died by whether their group could trust them. And it goes deeper still. The reason lying feels effortful, the reason it takes more mental energy to deceive than to tell the truth, is because your brain has to hold two versions of reality at once. The truth and the story you're selling. Cognitive scientists have measured this. Lying is slower. It lights up more of your brain. It costs you. Your ancestors built a mind that makes honesty the path of least resistance, because in a world of ordeals and exile, the honest ones survive to become you. Think about what that means. Every time you feel that flicker of guilt, you are feeling the ghost of a courtroom that vanished 1,000 years ago. The red, hot iron is gone. The village council is gone. The threat of exile into the wilderness is gone, but the alarm they installed in you still rings. Faithfully. Automatically. In the space of a single heartbeat. We built machines to replace it. The polygraph, invented in the early 20th century, does exactly what the ordeal did. It measures your heart rate, your breathing, your sweat. The same tells your body has leaked for 100,000 years. We didn't invent lie detection. We just strapped sensors to something ancient humans already knew how to read with a bar of hot iron and a careful eye. So the next time a lie slips out of you and your face goes warm, pay attention to that feeling. That heat isn't shame. It's older than shame. It's the memory of a species that learned, over countless brutal generations, that a group survives only when its people can trust each other. Your ancestors punished liars with iron, with exile, with pain, until dishonesty itself became something your own body flinches away from. You told a lie today, a small one. It felt like nothing. But somewhere inside you, an ancient court was already in session, reading your pulse, watching your hands, waiting to see if you were still someone the group could trust. It has been in session your entire life, and it will never, ever adjourn.